We just got an Alliance Avenue 30 RLS. And it's got a couple little weird issues with it, but I'm getting it set up now. This slide out here is the one with the couch and the original table area, and we just got some little supports for it. These are the 47-inch supports, so that makes hopefully this tip out a little more stable because it rocks around a bunch. And then we also got the Kingpin tripod to help support the front a little bit more. If we look around here, so we just basically got it set up. We got a little thing going back to the drain and the hose. We got a little filter back there. But the F-150 Rhino did okay pulling it. So hopefully we don't get overweight and do something wrong. But it was irritating me when I looked through this little thing to see there appeared to be a bunch of space in there. And so if we go back around to the other side, I unscrewed this panel. So if we pull it out of the way, slide it over here for a second, we can look, and there is a massive amount of space in here from that wall from the beam over there to this beam here. It's 42 inches, and so that board came across here, just I'm assuming to cover up this little wire that actually goes up here and over. So I'm just gonna reroute that up there and maybe make a little panel here with a cat door in it, and then a panel that goes across there. But I would like to redo this wiring in here so that it is a little bit more reasonable. And hoses, I don't know how I'd do it, but because the pipes go down in the way. But that's just irritating to me that they spent so little time to actually route things nicely to make it so that there could be more room in here. I understand that the water inlet pipes are over there, but did they really need to have these come down right there? I don't know. So while we were driving, we had stuff in this cupboard, and it's got this wall here, and it knocked the wall off. And so looking at it, there are a couple little wires way at the back, so they wasted like 8 inches of space that we could use for stuff. So I'm gonna take this off and move it way back there and put the wall right in front of those wires like that. Then we can actually put something larger down here. So now I'm super curious about this blocked off cupboard in the bathroom. So I'm going to take out these 2 screws down here and see what's behind panel number 3. Oh, there's a hole in the floor. This one doesn't fit out. With that out of the way, there's a hole around the tubes here that I'll probably need to put something in. There's this little wire that goes kind of randomly there instead of back over here. And then there's this heating tube that goes over here to this vent. So I think with our cat fits in there really well. She went in immediately upon taking the thing apart. But I think I can just put something around the tube maybe if needed, and something to block that off, and then put a shelf in here somewhere, and then we'll have lots of space for stuff that we didn't have before. like the toilet tank stuff. So there you have it. Now I'm curious about that one over there, but that's solid, so might take a little bit more work to get that out. In the kitchen here there are 2 cupboards above the fridge and microwave, and they just kind of flop, so you have to hold it open with one hand and use the other hand to try and get whatever is in there out. So they're kind of hard to use. So my wife found these little struts on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description, but now I can like open it and get stuff out of there without having to hold it by hand. I'll be putting another one on that door. You pretty much just use a side thing right there and another one right down here. It comes with 2 in a package, and they have one of these side pieces and a end piece in each of them, and we had to use 2 of these, so we'll have to figure that out, because that leaves us with an extra strut without any way to hold it on. So this is exciting. Same with these cupboards in the bedroom here. They don't stay open, so you gotta hold it open with one hand and dig around it there with the other hand. So I'll be putting some of those struts on here and here. This one can use the 2 that come with each one, so we could use 2 from the kit of 2 to hold these doors open, unless we need one on both sides. Then we might have to use a whole kit for one of these doors, because these are heavier, so one might not work. That's just a guess. Bathroom cupboard down below, there's this panel, and I'm assuming that inside there is just a vent tube going over to this vent over here. So I was just gonna push these out and see what's back. Turtle wants to check it out too. Oh, so I just gotta make a shelf that comes up above there, and then we'll have a little bit more space, and I got a piece of wood to do it with, so I'll just have to build a little frame around there, and then we got all that space like that, a shelf. Sweet. In here in the bathroom I got a 1x4 board and put it here, so it would raise this up, and then I got a 1x2 and put it back here, and then I took one of the pieces of wood from one of the places I bought, knocked it out, and that fits right in here. It's a little tall right there, but I think other than that it's good. I'll just put a screw in the front and back here so that it holds it in place, and then we'll have a shelf right there instead of a blocked off place, so that'll give us a little more space. That'll be awesome. Haven't done anything in this one yet, but my plan is to make a couple round pieces that go over here to cover up some of this hole so we don't drop things down there, and then I'll put a shelf up here somewhere to put the hairdryer and stuff like that, so that it can all go on a shelf here, and then the bigger stuff can go underneath and just slide back to that and doesn't need to go on top of it, so I think it'll be okay. Got the hole covered mostly, so now it's just little gaps. I could probably squirt some silicone in there or something to fill it up. What I did is I made 2 pieces out of some white FPVC project board from Lowe's. I made one piece look like this. That goes on this side, and then the other piece looks like that, and it goes on the back side over there. so that it would poke into that hole a little bit, and then this one slides underneath that cord. So then that's how I covered that hole. And then for the shelf, I just took another one of the panels that I knocked out and cut it 14 by 14, I think it was, and put a piece up here to support this side so it wasn't floppy. That's the bad spot right there that you can see. I don't know what to do about that because I didn't make it go down far enough and I didn't make it come over this way far enough, so it is what it is. So I screwed this board onto the front board with an 1.25" screw, and then I cut a groove along the back side. I don't know if you can see it, but along the back side, so I could slide the board forward into that groove, and then cut out for the corners. And then for this side over here, there's one beam that goes up right here for this shelf on the other side. So I put one screw in there and then screwed this board to it so that it was stiffer. So now we can take our stuff and we can stick it down here. Without worrying about it falling through the hole or anything like that. So we can...
Did you record that?
Yeah? You record what?
Your fart?
I didn't fart.
What was that sound?
I don't know what sound you're talking about. There. And then we can take the stair equipment and put it up here on this shelf. Now we got a little bit more organization under there and a lot more space to put stuff, because before we didn't have any space with that board right here. So we're making progress on getting things fixed up. While I was working on the other cupboard, Gail put up our sign to pretend the cats are looking at us. Woohoo! Sorry for the darkness, but another mod is we're in an RV park, so we'll be here for a couple of years probably. So we built a little patio for the trailer on the outside. If we decide to go somewhere, we could always pull it off and put the stairs back on. So it makes it really nice for getting up there and going in without having to stand on the stairs and reach up and open the door. That was obnoxious. The door is really hard to close still, so I don't know what's up with that. Something else we did is took out that grate that was under the stairs so that the cats could get through there, and I'll show you the other side. It's kind of messy because they make a mess with kitty litter. So under here I moved that wall that was over there. I took it down because it went all the way over here and took up so much space. So I'm going to work on redoing all this area, but we have the kitty litter boxes under here so that they can just slide under the steps and come in here and do their business, and then we just come outside and take them out and change out the kitty litter. So that's the fun job. There's Cookie now, being outside in our fenced area. Okay, in here I rearranged everything a little bit so that things weren't wrapped around each other. There was one wire that came from way back there in the corner, came all the way over to this side around, and then way back over there to the furnace. So I rerouted that. That's that brown line over there. I'm not sure if you can see that, but so I just did stuff like that all over. The water pump lines came over here and were piled in the floor here, so I just undid them from the water pump and stuck them over there and dropped them straight down to the water pump there so that there wasn't a big mess here and things like that. And then I cut the frame off of the wall here and put it over there. So now I'll take you around the other side and show you what it looks like from that side. Here's how it looks from this side with the panel back in place. So it's a little shorter to that end there. So notice how I got a little bit, oh, you can't see very well, but I got the board sticking out a little bit farther than it should be. Over here it looks like this now. Instead of having this board come from about here and go all the way across to here, making this area really small, it now is about a foot shorter there and then goes straight over there and over here. So now it's squared off and gives a lot more room. So I'm happy with that. So now the litter boxes will be able to be in here and the cats can't get in there to mess up stuff. Like they crawled on top of the heater vent tube, so where it goes into the bathroom, so it was broken off there and just heating up down here really hot. So now it's more organized and looks nicer and gives more space. So hope you enjoy. So I'm going to end this video here. Hope you enjoyed some of the things I've done to the camper so far. Just trying to get things to be a little bit more like they should have come from the factory, I guess. So I'll keep working on it. We got some other things coming up.